Hello there, Imef here, and I'm back with some more ComputerCraft, and today I'll be updating you on my operating system called ImefOS. So let's actually check out my OS like that, and let's see what is new. So, as usual, when you press exit or reboot, it will exit or reboot. Accordingly, hardware and settings still work fine, and there are a few novelties. So first of all, you'll notice this is a button, and basically a button will and can interact with any component on the window. So what are components in the window? There are labels like hardware and top, there are toggle buttons, there are text boxes, which I'll mention later on. And so basically a toggle button, I have actually done that last time, but it will just toggle the state to on and off. And now using this button, it can actually interact with whatever, and I have programmed this button to actually toggle the state of the toggle button without having to press on this button, as you can see right now. And there are so many other things you can use or do with buttons now, and yes, we'll just have to see what can or will be done. Next novelty is next novelty is now that applications are properly stored, or these hardware and settings are properly stored in variables. So if we set the toggle button to on and close it, I don't know, let's open another window and go back to hardware, it will still be on, whereas last time it would set back to off. So that's a minor adjustment, but it helps quite a lot, and it will probably turn out to be really useful in the future. And I think that's the last, the last update, or the last feature, is this. This is a text box, and text box is basically a box in which you can write text, obviously. So it has two states, activated and deactivated. When it's deactivated, it will not do anything. However, when it is activated, and you press on a keyboard, it will display some keys. Well, no, not some keys, damn it. Some letters, like a proper text box in Windows. So that's pretty much it, I guess. There's lots of improvements I have to do actually for text box, because it does not include capital letters, and it does not indicate the position of a cursor as it should, so I think I'm going to improve that in the near future. And just one other demonstration with buttons: if I press on test, it will change the text box to test. So that's pretty cool. So now let's actually check out very briefly how to actually create an application, because I had to restructure the code quite a lot once more to actually implement applications. So let's actually first of all check out the various files, not go inside because there's lots of coding, and look, if I explained every line of the code, it would just take forever. So as you can see, I have two files, MyOS and ImefOS. MyOS is what you execute to actually launch the operating system, and ImefOS is the directory containing all the important files. So let's go into ImefOS, like that. We have a new directory which will contain all the applications. So for the moment it only contains two, hardware and settings. I'll go into detail on how to actually make those later on. But right now I'll show you basically the files. We have BT toggle, txt box, app, button, drawOS, label, and window. So drawOS is basically the API containing all the drawing functions, and all the other files are basically some objects. I'll do a tutorial dedicated to object-oriented programming later on, but right now you'll just have to stay in the dark just a tiny bit. You'll understand hopefully some other time. But yes, basically all the other files kind of represent all the components in the OS. So as in components, I mean buttons, labels, text box, windows, all this kind of stuff, and that makes application programming quite easier, because for those who have done some programming in Visual Basic or C# maybe, some of you may know the Windows form, and this is basically one easy way to create applications on Windows. And I kind of inspired ImefOS using that, because I want to make application creation as easy as possible. Though right now it is quite complicated, like, unfortunately. I wanted to make it as easy as possible. So let's actually have a demonstration of what an application really looks like in the code. And let's go into CD applications. There we go. So as I said, 2 files, hardware and settings. And let's edit settings. There we go. So we have 2 tables, T and F, and 1 last line of code, which basically declares which basically stores properly the application. So, what do we have here? Yes. We have, damn it. We have the first table, T, yes. It contains all the components which will be inside the window. And so in the settings window we have a text box and a button, as you have seen, and yes, just declaring those. It's all the rest will actually be handled in other files, but that's basically how you actually create how you design the thing, because for each object you indicate all the information needed, I guess. So we have the X and Y position, you have a string which will containing in the text box it will be empty because the text box will be initially empty. In the button it will be basically the text of the button, the color, and false right here is if the button starts activated or deactivated, I think. I'm not sure. But yes, but what else do we have? We have local F. What is F? F is for all the functions, and there are as many functions as there are components. So the first component of the table right here is nil, because whenever you actually interact with the text box, well, nothing will happen, whereas when you press on the button it will execute this function right here, and the function actually doesn't have a name, and that's because I don't want it to have a name. As simple as that. And basically what it does is that it will set the text box text to test, and to do so I actually change the value of str, which is actually it would be so much easier if you knew how to do object-oriented programming, but no, I don't have to do with that. But basically it will change the string of the text box, which is stored in T at position 1. And yes, that's pretty much all. That's pretty much all for an application, and yes, I think that will be all for today. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please take the time to like, comment and subscribe. I hope you support this project too, because I'm putting lots of effort, and this will be actually released, and I have lots of brilliant ideas. So hope some of you will actually try it out when the code is actually released. If you have any suggestions, comments, or even, I don't know, some recommendations, whatever you want it to be, let me know in the comment section. I'm always interested in your opinion, and since this is the end, I'll be saying goodbye and see you next time.